let's be real for a second. The price of groceries is still high, rent is still climbing, and every single dollar matters more than ever. And if you or someone in your family depends on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, or survivor benefits, then January is not just another month, it's a financial lifeline. This is not just about a payment date. This is about whether your bills get paid on time. It's about whether your fridge gets filled. It's about whether your stress level goes up or finally goes down. But here's the problem. Every January, thousands of people miss payments, get confused by the schedule, or panic when money doesn't show up when they expect it. And in January 2026, the schedule is different enough that you really can't afford to ignore it. So today, I'm breaking down exactly what's changing, what you need to watch for, and how to protect your money, step by step, in plain English. Because this video isn't about politics, it's about your life and your wallet. And trust me, you're going to want to hear the wait for it moment coming later in this video. Confusion costs people real money. Here's the main problem no one talks about enough. Most people don't actually understand how Social Security payment schedules work. They hear, it comes once a month, and that's it. But in reality, there are multiple programs, different paydays, and special rules for holidays and weekends. And every January, things shift. New calendars, federal holidays, benefit adjustments, bank processing delays, all of that can change when your money actually shows up. And when you're depending on that deposit to cover rent, medicine, or utilities, even a one-day delay can feel like a crisis. Worse, scammers and fake social media posts take advantage of this confusion every single year. They spread panic. They spread fake extra payment rumors. They trick people into clicking links that steal personal information. So the real danger is not just missing a payment. It's being misled while you're already stressed. That's why understanding the January 2026 schedule clearly is not optional. It's essential. And now, let's talk about how the system actually works. How Social Security payment dates really work. Let's simplify this because the system sounds complicated. But it doesn't have to be. Social Security payments are generally based on your birth date, not the day you applied. Here's the basic structure. If your birthday is 1st 10th, you're usually paid on the 2nd Wednesday. If your birthday is 11th 20th, you're usually paid on the 3rd Wednesday. If your birthday is 21st 31st, you're usually paid on the 4th Wednesday. Now, that applies to retirement and SSDI benefits. But SSI is different. SSI is normally paid on the 1st of the month, unless the first falls on a weekend, or it's a federal holiday. Then the payment usually comes earlier, not later. So already you can see why January causes confusion. New year, new calendar, different weekdays, different bank processing times. And this is exactly why people start asking, why didn't my money come yet? Did something change? Did I lose my benefits? And now let's talk about how January 2026 fits into this. What makes January 2026 different? January is always a sensitive month for Social Security, and 2026 is no exception. Why? Because January combines several things at once. New benefit amounts, new calendar alignment, new processing cycles, and post-holiday banking delays. This means even when your payment is on time, it might not feel on time. Some banks release funds early, others wait until the exact deposit timestamp, and that can create big differences between neighbors, family members, and even couples. Also, government offices reopen after the holidays, which can slow down issue resolution if something goes wrong. So if there's a problem with your deposit, January is not the easiest month to fix it quickly. That's why preparation matters more than panic. The people who struggle most are the ones who don't check official calendars, rely on rumors, or wait until bills are already due. And that leads us to the next big issue, the impact this confusion can have on your real life. The real impact on your family and bills. Let's talk about what this really means for you and your family. When Social Security money is late, or even just feels late, here's what happens. Late rent payments, utility shutoff warnings, missed medical appointments, credit card balances rising, stress that doesn't go away, and the hardest part? Most of this happens before anyone even confirms whether the payment is actually delayed or just scheduled differently. So people panic first and get answers later. That emotional toll matters because financial stress doesn't stay on paper. It shows up in sleep, health, and relationships. And seniors, people with disabilities, and caregivers already carry enough pressure without guessing when money will arrive. That's why knowing the schedule isn't just about planning, it's about protecting your mental peace. But now, let's get to the moment you've been waiting for, because there's one part of the January 2026 schedule that most people overlook, and it can actually help you if you know how to use it. Some payments may arrive earlier. Here's the part most headlines don't explain clearly. When the regular payment date falls on a weekend or holiday, Social Security does not delay the payment. They usually move it earlier. That means some people may receive money at the very end of December, or earlier than expected in January. Now that sounds great at first, right? But here's the catch. If you don't plan for it, you may go longer than expected before your next deposit. So people spend that early payment thinking it's extra, and then suddenly February feels painfully far away. This is one of the biggest budgeting traps of the year. It's not more money, it's just money coming sooner. So the smart move is not celebration. It's spacing your spending, because what feels like a bonus can quickly become a budgeting nightmare if you're not careful. And this is exactly why knowing your exact category, SSI, SSDI, retirement, matters so much. SSI recipients. What you need to watch for. If you receive SSI, your situation is especially sensitive in January, because SSI normally arrives on the 1st, but January calendars can shift that. Here's what often happens. If January 1st is not a business day, payment usually arrives the last business day of December. That means your January money might actually hit in December. And again, that does not mean you're getting extra benefits. It simply means your January payment came early. So your next payment won't come until February 1st. That's a long gap if you're not ready for it. This is where many people accidentally overspend, thinking more money is coming soon, when it's not. So if you're on SSI, the most important thing you can do is check the official payment calendar, mark your deposit day, plan for the longer stretch before the next payment, because planning beats panic every single time. SSDI and retirement, what stays the same? Now let's talk about SSDI and retirement benefits. For most people in these programs, the birth date-based Wednesday schedule continues. That part does not change just because it's January. But what can change is when banks release funds, how fast deposits post, and whether federal holidays affect processing. Some banks release money early, some don't. So two people with the same payment date can still see deposits at different times. That's why you should always rely on official schedules, not when your neighbor got paid. And remember, Social Security sends payments electronically, but your bank controls when you can actually use the money. So if you ever see delays of a few hours or even overnight posting, that's usually a bank issue, not a Social Security issue. Still stressful, but very different causes. And knowing that difference can save you hours of phone calls and frustration. What to do if your payment doesn't arrive? Now let's talk about the scary moment everyone dreads. You check your account and the money isn't there. Before you panic, here's what you should do. In order, confirm your official payment date, check whether it's a bank processing delay. Wait at least one business day. Most missing payments show up within 24 hours. But if it truly doesn't arrive, then it's time to contact Social Security directly. Do not rely on social media posts. Do not click random links claiming to fix your benefits. Only use SSA's official website or their official phone number, because scammers target people when they're worried, and January is peak season for benefit scams. Protect your money, protect your identity, and remember, real agencies will never ask for your full Social Security number by email or text. Why rumors spike every January. Every January, the same cycle happens online. Someone posts, "I got an extra payment." Then someone else says, "They're changing the system." And suddenly, panic spreads faster than facts. Here's the truth. Most of those extra payments are just early deposits from shifted schedules. But because people don't realize that, rumors take over. And algorithms push emotional content, not accurate content. That's why videos like this matter. Because understanding the system protects you from false hope, fake emergency, scams pretending to offer help. And the more unstable the economy feels, the more dangerous these rumors become. So your best defense is not scrolling. It's knowing your real payment rules. How to check your official payment info. Let's talk about how you can protect yourself starting today. The best tools are simple and free. Your My Social Security online account, official SSA payment calendars, direct deposit alerts from your bank. When you use these tools, you stop guessing and start knowing. You can see upcoming payment dates, benefit amounts, any changes to your account, and that gives you control. Because the worst feeling is not just waiting, it's not knowing what you're waiting for. So if you haven't checked your account recently, January is the perfect time to do it, not out of fear, but out of smart planning. Why planning around January matters. Most January sets the tone for the entire year. If your finances start off stressed, that stress tends to follow you. But if you start with a clear plan, you manage bills better, you avoid emergency borrowing, you reduce emotional pressure. And when you depend on fixed income, that stability is priceless. This is not about getting rich, it's about staying stable. And stability starts with knowing when money arrives and how long it must last. So think of January not as a risky month, but as a chance to reset your budget with clarity. What could change later in 2026? Now, here's something important to remember. January is just the beginning. Throughout the year, things like cost of living adjustments, federal policy changes, budget negotiations can affect benefits indirectly. So, staying informed is not just helpful, it's necessary because decisions made in Washington eventually land in your wallet. And by the time headlines catch up, your bills are already due. That's why following updates all year long protects you from surprises. Not panic, not rumors, real information. This is why this channel exists. Let me be very clear about why I make videos like this. Not for clicks, not for drama, but because too many people only find out about changes after they feel the impact. And that's not fair. You deserve to know what's coming before it hits your bank account. Your family deserves preparation, not surprises. So when schedules shift, when policies change, when rumors start flying, this channel is here to break it down in plain English. No jargon, no fear bait, just real explanations you can use. And now, let's close this out strong. Let me leave you with this. Social Security isn't just a government program. It's your rent money, your medicine, your grocery budget, and your peace of mind. And in January 2026, knowing your payment schedule is not optional. It's protection. Protection from stress. Protection from scams. Protection from financial surprises. So don't wait until money is missing to start asking questions. Stay informed, stay prepared, and stay connected to updates that actually matter to your life. If this video helped you even a little, make sure you subscribe because more updates are coming and they affect your future. And if you know someone who depends on Social Security, share this with them because this information can truly make a difference. Your money matters, your future matters, and you deserve to stay one step ahead. I'll see you in the next update.